Robbie Thompson and a group of talented artists bring the Suicide Squad to Earth-3 as Bloodsport joins the team for another recruitment drive, this time targeting the various villains of the alternate Earth, but Bloodsport soon catches the murderous eye of Ultraman. Robbie Thompson finally puts the book back on track after the rather lackluster and brief tie-in with the Titans Academy, putting the book into a premise that is a bit more suited for its characters. The issue also spent a lot of time focusing on Bloodsport, the newest addition to the Suicide Squad, who Waller has been using as a multiversal recruiter, sending him to other Earths to gather information and new recruits for her squad. The book also falls into movie synergy territory, seeing as Bloodsport is one of the new central members of the Suicide Squad movie, with this issue acting as sort of a catch-up for people for that movie, as well as debuting his new movie-accurate costume, complete with a rather tacked-on reasoning for the change. It's a good enough costume and reasoning for why he has to wear it, but it really does feel like it's only happening because of the movie. As I said at the top of the video, this is the type of story that's a bit more the book's speed, and this crossover with the Crime Syndicate makes perfect sense. A lot more sense than a Titans Academy crossover, being all of these characters on Earth-3 are criminals and not, children. Bloodsport's running commentary throughout the issue was rather enjoyable as well, and if someone isn't familiar with Earth-3, it does a good enough job of giving you an idea on what the world is all about. It also matches up nicely with the current Crime Syndicate book, showing us things like the Starro invasion, another thing that's actually going to be happening in the Suicide Squad film, from a different perspective. Dexter Soy, Eduardo Pansica, Julio Ferraria, and Joe Prado all pitch in on the artwork for this issue. Usually I have no problem with this happening. Multiple artists on a book usually leads to a lot of unique and creative decisions, but here the book almost entirely is set in one area, that being Earth-3, and I have to wonder why it took 4 artists to tell this story. I could understand if each artist took equal number of pages, but that's not what happened here at all, and it was almost as if we were going from one artist to another over the course of one page, and in my opinion it ended up being quite distracting to go from one artist's style to another. Suicide Squad issue 5 finally put the book back on track, focusing on the new member Bloodsport to deliver a story more of the Suicide Squad speed and not relying on another book's subpar characters to move the plot forward. That being said, the movie synergy and total of 4 artists were a little bit distracting, but not enough for me to dislike the book outright. I'm going to give this issue a 7.5 out of 10. Suicide Squad issue 5 finds Robert Dubois begin another of his field reports, reminding himself how he and his brother dreamed of growing up and going to war. But when it came time, Robert ran, leaving his brother Mickey to go enlist himself, since he wasn't brave and strong like him. When his brother died, he became Bloodsport in his honor, battling the likes of Superman and other heroes, but soon he ended up in Belle Reve, where doctors said that death of his brother drove him over the edge. But all he wanted to do was fight for freedom and for his brother, and now he is forced to be a member of the Suicide Squad, where thanks to his powers and Waller, he is given unlimited supply of weapons from the multiverse to use in his job, making him a one-man Suicide Squad, which is good since he likes to work alone, and being out in the field keeps him out of prison and away from Peacemaker, who is even crazier than he is. He says that Waller is sending him to different Earths within the multiverse to bring back intel on the multiverse, and when the opportunity arises, he recruits more cannon fodder for the squad, and Waller gave him a special suit that stops his brain from melting from interdimensional travel, since without Waller's help, he would be dead. He knows Waller says that with each new recruit he takes, he's one step closer to freedom, but he knows Waller will read this report, so he wants her to know that he knows that's a lie. In Earth-3's Metropolis, Bloodsport races across the rooftops, knowing in the 2 days he's been there, he's not seen any metahuman activity, but he knows to be patient and let the enemy show themselves. He soon spots a truck being thrown high above the city, taking off as he knows that every Earth has a shining beacon of hope. But Waller already has her own Superman in Superboy, and while they don't agree on anything, he knows he and Peacemaker know something is wrong with their Boy Scout. But that's not his mission, since he's been tasked with getting intel on the Earths and finding more chess pieces for Waller. And if there is a Boy Scout on this world, then there must be some villains as well. And all he needs to do is follow the red cape. Bloodsport soon, however, finds out that this world's Superman is Ultraman, a villain, meaning the other supposed heroes are also villains, getting reports on a knockoff Batman and a knockoff Green Lantern as well, finding that they call themselves the Crime Syndicate. He knows Waller is going to love this as he soon tracks down a Black Canary knockoff, knowing another loudmouth is exactly what Belle-Reve needs. Robert contacts Waller, telling her about Black Siren and her powers, saying that this Earth is pretty much perfect for them, but Waller doesn't care what he thinks, ordering him to secure the package and bring Black Siren to her. She tells him to cut the commentary on his field reports as well, finishing up with him. Waller goes and meets with Agent Parker, who doesn't have much to report since the squad has all been locked up since Red X's escape, but he thinks some of the prisoners are actually enjoying it while others aren't. Waller knows that Red X wanted to be caught by them, and if they see him again, it will be on his own terms, not theirs. She asks about Rick Flag, but Parker knows he's still missing as well, with one of the other squad members potentially responsible for freeing him. Bloodsport meanwhile decides to start making his own personal reports since Waller doesn't like his commentary. He knows that Waller can't see him on these other Earths, and it means he can track down his own family on each Earth. He doesn't know why he does it, but he guesses he just misses his brother and wants to see him one more time. He tracks down his Earth-3 counterparts, finding his brother and even his own Earth-3 counterpart, who is a teacher while Mickey is a doctor. He wonders if Earth-3 isn't so bad when Starro attacks Earth, causing the Crime Syndicate to fight the alien as well as each other. In the chaos, Bloodsport goes after Black Siren, almost getting her when the woman uses her power to blast Bloodsport into a wall. Conjuring up his own weapon, he decides it's time to fight Sonic powers with Sonic powers, matching Black Siren's power before overwhelming her with his Sonic cannon. Before he can take the woman into custody, however, Ultraman arrives, knowing the man does not belong on that Earth. On Earth-0, Dr. Rodriguez shows Waller a muddy swamp, which she reveals is Levi Demi, the Swamp Thing. Waller orders the squad to be assembled, knowing just the man who deserves to be dragged through the mud. She goes to see Peacemaker, who wonders what will happen if he says no to this mission, wanting her to just pull the trigger, since he's not going to do any more fetches for her until she makes him believe in what they are doing. He says that he came to bring peace, and so far he's not seen any, only them in pieces. He knows he got the team Talon and he's insane but valuable, but then she sent him and the team out for Bolt, but she got distracted by Red X, who in turn handed them their asses and broke out of Belle-Reve, which only helped fire everyone else up to try and escape as well, meaning now they are locked down and she doesn't trust any of them. Waller says that she never trusted them, electrocuting Peacemaker, telling him that he will die when she says so. She tells Parker to get him to Swamp Thing by the time he's conscious again, as Agent Parker tells her about the problem with Bloodsport, knowing he's alive, but he's asking for the big gun. Bloodsport meanwhile battles Ultraman, who knows that he's from another dimension thanks to his visual scans, wanting to see how his toys hold up against heat vision and ice breath. Ultraman smashes his shield up as Robert tries to contact Waller for the big gun, blasting Ultraman with his pistols, but they do nothing. Ultraman crushes the guns, knowing it's time for him to tell him his secrets, beginning on why there is a bomb in his head. Bloodsport says that it's insurance, but it won't be going off now thanks to him having his big gun. A gun soon materializes in Bloodsport's hands, allowing him to shoot Ultraman with a kryptonite bullet. Ultraman, however, sucks in the kryptonite gas, powering himself up as he grabs Bloodsport, telling the man that he loves the pure undiluted kryptonite, saying Waller didn't give him very good intel as he uses his heat vision to burn the bomb out of Bloodsport's head, headbutting the man and knocking him out, wanting the assassin to tell him where he can find Waller and how he can get more kryptonite.